Hello, those of you at home. We are finishing up with Mystery 2, and you will notice that what was sent home to you was two little pieces of paper. I sent home your science notebooks, and we do have some things already written in our science notebook. But we are not very far. So I'm going to put the doc cam on and you will see where we are. Everybody in class is getting out their notebook. You guys are getting out your notebook. And if I remember correctly, this is already written in your notebook. So, do you have science notebook? Okay, well, I am going to pause the video for a moment. Okay, so we did the exploration of why volcanoes explode. Does anybody remember why they explode? No. Remember the lava? What kind of lava did you have? Reese, what kind of lava did we have?
Really thin lava and really thick lava.
We had really thin lava and really thick lava. What did we notice about the lavas? Yes, sir.
The volcano, the thick lava comes out of is a lot like this, and the thin lava is like this.
Okay, so what Luke was talking about is the kind of lava that we have actually determine, oh, that's a mess. We'll take care of that later. Actually determines, I had to have my stuff out so many times today already that I've kind of lost a few things. Miss B, were you watching me? Where did I put my stuff?
Which stuff?
The Mystery 2 pieces.
I do not know.
Okay. Well,
Are they growing out of the plant?
no, they're not growing on my plant, but thank you. Okay, I'm gonna have to pause video again as I found it. Look at that. I guess I'm not gonna have to pause the video. So what I'm going to do is help you review. Remember this experiment?
Yes.
Okay, remember all those little bubbles?
Yeah.
And it says bubbles form in lava as it rises up from deep underground. You did that with a straw and you answered some questions. Okay, and then on the back side, you had some of this sort of stuff to do. And what Luke was talking about is that the shape of the volcano, notice that this one is flatter, this one is pointier, has a lot to do with the kind of lava that comes out of it. So this is actually a picture from the video that we watched. I will be passing these all out. Everybody is going to glue this into their notebook right about there. So if you don't have a glue stick, get yourself a glue stick.
We're gonna do it right here.
Right here. No glue in here. Oh, snap. Right here. It's gonna bang the cap.
Notice that I did not write it real close to the top. I left a little space to write. Okay, somebody watch me so I don't lose these little pieces of paper. I put them right here. That way I don't lose them. Okay, What? Okay, every time Brooklyn will ask me he needs to stick out of the back, one of the back drawers. Okay, I need everybody's attention again. I know that when we get gluing, it always causes people to start making a lot of noise. Can you hear all that noise at home?
Yes.
Some of you can. So yes, it was coming from the people who have been home, and they know what it's like to listen to that background noise. It's not very fun. So those of you here should be a little bit more considerate. So I'm going to, above this, I'm going to write the word lava. I gave space. Notice I put some space there. Looking at this pointy one, I'm going to make it look pointy. Did you see how I drew on that? You can draw on it too. And this one is not very pointy. Which one of these has the thick lava and which one of those has the thin lava? Phoenix. Pointy is the thick lava, which means that this is the thin lava. Does anybody remember the names of these volcanoes? Luke? Cone and Shield. If you remember that, pat yourself on the back. Cone, Shield. And then we're going to write something about the lava. I'm going to write volcanoes under this. Okay, so for those of you who are here, you are copying this. Remember, I tell you how to glue things in so that you know how to write about them. So it is, I'll zoom in so you can see it better back there. Does that help? Okay. If you are waiting for some of your classmates and you have a marker handy, don't go get one if you don't have one. You can trace over the shapes of your volcanoes to help you remember. Because remember we talked about it, that with the thin, it just sort of flows out over this like a shield. It doesn't stick and get into the air. So let's talk about the bubbles. Remember the bubbles? When we have thin lava, what happens with the bubbles? Okay, so with the thin lava, what happened to the bubbles? Phoenix? I couldn't hear them. There's a lot of them. Do they stay in the lava? They just sort of pass right through. So thin lava has bubbles that, I'll let you catch up with that. You're writing things down. Okay, I have more I'm going to write, but there are some students who haven't begun to write yet. Okay, so thin lava has bubbles that pass through. Remember, you just blew bubbles and it just went, and it was all out? No bubbles stayed in it. It just passed right through. The bubbles didn't get, the bubbles did not get stuck. Thin lava flows like honey. Remember how I like to make comparisons? Even in math class, I'm making comparisons. So it gives you an idea of what it's like. So if you know what honey's like, honey flows kind of, you can pour it. You can make a mess if you tip it over. So, it's I don't want to call it, you think about it. It's melted rock. So melted rock isn't going to be like water, but it is like honey. And now we're going to talk about thick lava. I'm going to use a different color so you see the difference. Thick lava. For those of you who have been able to keep up, Think about thick lava. What about the thick lava? Think about what you can remember about it. And what about the bubbles? When you had your thick lava and you had to blow bubbles into it, what happened when you blew a bubble into it? Was it happy?
Yes.
Or did it get kind of do stuff?
It went boom.
Okay, Jacob says it went boom. So when we say thick lava erupts from a cone volcano. Are you getting better at spelling volcano? V-O-L, then can, and then the O. Volcano is what it looks like.
So right, wolf without the T, and then Kano.
I got one.
Okay, and then now we got to talk about the bubbles.
Nose. Walk the nose.
What about the bubbles?
Nose. They didn't look like regular bubbles.
Okay, well, remember what Jacob said. They just sort of erupt. The bubbles get stuck, actually.
Yeah,
The bubbles get stuck at the top. Then we're going to use a word called pressure. Do you understand what pressure is? You've heard of the
Yes.
word. Okay, Phoenix, you want to explain it more for those who may not know? Or not really?
Like something standing on, it's like pushing in.
Okay, so as Phoenix was saying, it's like something's pushing in. Okay, what do you think, Luke?
It's kind of like when you press a button, you apply pressure.
Okay, and so Luke's example was like when you press a button, you apply pressure.
You kind of
You push on it. You have to use force. There's force, will. Okay, so then what happens? Pressure
Can you stop?
builds There's an S on the end of this. You can't see it. Pressure builds and then I'm going to put it in capital letters. Explodes. Okay. Usually David lets me know if I when I don't have it so he can see it. He lets me know. You. You always let me know when you can't see it. If you noticed, I left an empty spot here. Remember, I'm trying to teach you how to follow directions when you're doing this. It's more than just making a fancy notebook as much as learning to follow directions. You're going to get another little picture, and you'll recognize the picture from the worksheet you completed. And I'm putting it kind of towards the bottom. So there's not a lot, there's like I put it like 4 lines from the bottom. And now we're going to do a diagram on this. This is a volcano. So you're going to label your diagram. This is a chance for you to practice this. So you are labeling your diagram. You wrote volcano. Now, what are these white things inside of there? You've all received one of them. What are they, Luke? Bubbles. So I am going to do this. Did you see how I have lines pointing to those dots, those little circles? And now I'm going to label that part, and I'm going to call them bubbles. Okay, and now I want to talk about lava. Lava is the stuff that comes out of the ground. If it's still underground, it's called magma. Magma is under the ground. Lava is the stuff that came out. Brooklyn looked at me funny, like, why would they do that to us? Well, yeah, that's what they do. They make things difficult. I like your expression. She's like, huh? Okay.
Is there a picture on there of magma?
I do have posters someplace. The problem is we don't have the time to do that. Because we're about to start Mystery 3.
The thing is, I'm thinking of the magma in Minecraft.
Yeah, that's not the same though. That's how lava looks. And
Yeah.
right. No, we're that into Minecraft. I made a volcano under something. Like kind of a press it up. I made a miniature.
Okay. Everybody on this table? Okay, somebody on the table, check all of the people on your table to make certain they're done. Check your people to make certain that you gotta label your things because part of that is practice. This is practice in diagramming. I know it's basic, but you gotta start somewhere. And as long as we have this out, we're going to title our next page. If you have completely finished this and everybody's checked your page on your table, we're going to turn to the next page. And you do not have to label all the books. Okay, for most of you, you're gonna go to this page. Do you see why I don't go to the next page? I end up with print all over the place and it's hard to see. So okay, so the name of this new mystery, Will Mountains Last Forever? People are already saying no. Maybe you know why I have mountains in the background when we started up our mystery today. Okay. Okay, Mystery 3, Will Mountains Last Forever? If you don't get it written down right now, that's okay. I am getting the video started.
It reminds me of forever.
Okay, will a mountain last forever? Here we go. And if this doesn't load, I will have to stop recording. Okay, people at home, it looks like I will not be able to record this. So I'm going to have to stop your recording and I will send you the link. Well, maybe it's going to come. This doesn't look real promising. So we're going to stop share. I'm going to stop sharing.